Good Tuesday evening to you all. How are you? It's good to see you and it's good to be seen by you. Welcome, everybody. I am the one and only, at least as far as science is aware, Bill Sylvie, aka the Dungeon Delver, coming to you live, loud, and clear from a heretofore undisclosed location somewhere in the swamps of Central Florida. Guys, welcome to the show. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Um, Whether you're watching me over on YouTube or watching me over on X, thank you. Thank you for taking some time out of your schedule to watch us here on the show. And let me ask you a favor. If you like what you see tonight, at any point in the show, you don't have to do it right this second, but if you like what you see, please give this stream a thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm. Welcome. Thank you all. Maybe let me say, maybe you're watching me over on X right now, and you haven't you haven't really been acquainted yet. Maybe you're watching me over on YouTube right now, and the currents and eddies of YouTube have swept you into the audience sphere, and you're like, I'm going to check this guy out. Let me ask you a favor. I know we just met and I'm already putting something on you. Let me ask you just a little favor. Could you please take a minute to either come over here, even if you go back over to X, or if you're already over here on YouTube, could you take just a minute to click the subscribe button and click the bell icon for notifications? Because more than anything else in the world, that helps the show grow. That helps the word get out there about the cool stuff that we do. So thank you in advance. Thank you all very much in advance for doing that. But let me tell you also something about what we do here. In case you're wondering, if you're like, whoa, back up, my guy. You're already asking me to subscribe. What is it you're doing? Why would I subscribe? Well, let me tell you, 5 nights a week, I like to bring classic TTRPG talk, news, views, rants, bants in a live stream to you guys. And when the opportunity presents itself, I like to bring little pre-recorded videos. You know, we get newsy stuff all the time, right? You know, new project launched by somebody of the old school. Just bits of information, things that maybe even Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast are doing that can have kind of a trickle down effect on us here, those of us who love the classics. And I'll bring you that information. But in addition to all the live streaming stuff and all that, I also like to have guests on periodically. It's usually a Thursday thing. Sometimes we'll sneak in a Saturday show, you know. And we have creators, we have people whose stuff I like, just all around fun people. I think our most recent guest was author Alyssa Hazel, in fact, who will be joining us for a panel. If you missed that and you're like, ooh, I really wanted to interact with her. Well, first of all of my live stream shows are right here on YouTube. You gotta click the live tab. I know a lot of people are like, you never upload. Believe me, click the live tab. There's a crap ton of stuff there. I wish I could make that the first thing that people see, right? But you can go catch that. But also at the Great Underground Online Gaming Convention, which we're doing it on Discord. It's every spring now for the last 4 years. We actually have a Discord live panel, and we have a lot of them this year, and Alyssa's going to be at one of those. All right. So I think she's actually kicking them off. So I'll have more news about that. But if you're interested in the guac, leave a comment down below, and I'll get that information out to folks. So welcome, one and all. Welcome to Channel the Delver's Dungeon. It's safe here, unless you're a player, of course. And then, you know, my Tuesday night group knows all about that. But anyway, what can I say, folks, other than it is Tuesday, and maybe you're sitting there wondering, okay, all right, you're gonna play AD&D, and I'm just supposed to sit here and watch it. We do things a little differently around here. At least I think so. Folks, if you're out there in audience land, if you have a question, if you have a comment that you think is particularly salient that you want to direct to me, I want you to leave that in the chat. I want you to, I want you, I don't mean leave it in the chat, guys. No, I want you to make that comment, ask that question, and I will do my best to answer it. I mean, if your question is within reason, if your question is, will you read the entirety of the monster manual for me right now? Well, I can answer that question for you. No, but you get what I'm saying. So I don't have to slam the brakes on the game and completely ignore it. If it's something like, hey, is that Dwarven Forger using? What edition of D&D are you playing? What level is this character? I want you to feel free to ask, particularly if you want to know how to play AD&D. And you're curious about why or how we're doing something, I want you to feel free to ask me those questions, because I don't want this just to be a static thing. All right, this is an interactive thing. And let me tell you, if I don't know the answer to your question, it is very likely that someone in the audience will, because folks, I have said this before, I'll say it again, I will kill on this hill. I have the smartest and best looking audience of all 5-night-a-week first edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons live stream shows on YouTube. I don't think anybody can challenge me on that. I dare you to. So, if you're out there and you're like, no, mine is, step to me. We'll throw down, as the kids say today. So that's it. We like to have some interaction with you guys. And one thing I want to make absolutely crystal clear to everyone, guys, we are rolling the dice in front of you. Okay, the dice decide what happens tonight. All right, you saw that lovely purple D20 I just threw. We don't do scripted storylines. We don't have table reads. There's no writer's room. All right. We could get 10 minutes into tonight's game and everybody's rolling up new characters and we're starting a whole new campaign because there's been a TPK. It can happen. It has happened. So anything and everything can happen in this game. That's just kind of how it rolls. So who's playing? You might ask. Are you doing it solo, Bill, or are you going to sit there and play with yourself on camera? The answer to that question is no. You dirty person. No, we are joined tonight. That'll get you kicked out of heaven, Dungeon Minister. Implying that I'm a Kender. We are joined tonight by a great group of players. I have known a lot of these people since kind of the second inception of this show. Some of them are newer acquaintances, but all of them are awesome folks who are here to have a lot of fun. So I'm going to put on these wonderful headphones of mine, and we're going to welcome in our group of players. First up, we have a guy who is fantastic. He's been such a boon to the show. He's just an all-around great guy. He has a YouTube channel you should check out. It's Doom Swords here on YouTube. Everybody welcome Doomsword Deathmaster as the Paladin, Dirk Donegar. Dooms, good evening to you, sir.
What's up?
Well, hopefully your hit points and your 2 hit rolls tonight, my friend.
Indeed.
Batting next, we have a cat that I have met recently. He also has a channel here on YouTube that is tons of fun because it covers just a wide variety of stuff. I've been on there to talk TTRPG stuff. He's had authors on there. He talks finance and physics and science and all kinds of fun stuff. Everybody, please welcome, and you can find him here at Timothy M. Holt on YouTube. Tim M. Holt as Elminar, the magic user. Tim.
And I want to add something to this. Is the only first edition game on Tuesday nights where the audience has an option. Pants are optional. I'm declaring it right now.
That's right. Pants are optional, you guys. You heard it. I am but a conduit through which the wishes of my players flow. So there you go. If you got them, do with as you will. Now, I don't know if our next player is wearing pants or not, and frankly, I don't want to. He's a cool guy. He joins us, as does Doomsword, I should also point out, because we do this on Friday night, but it's Gamma World, and Doomsword and Kevin, this guy here, also play in that game. It's a lot of fun. You should check it out if Gamma World is your thing. Everybody, welcome Kevin as Don Drexel, the Magic User Thief.
Yeah, thanks for opening the door. That clown car is really full right now.
It really is. And I should point out, he is a thief who also uses magic. He is not a thief that steals magic users. Or maybe he does.
Well, I do, yeah. And I steal pants too. Hold on, let me turn my camera on.
No. Well, only if not we're on YouTube. If it was just on X, it'd be fine. Nobody would care.
Then it'd be triple X.
There you go. Next up, we have a guy here who has been he's hung around these parts in times before. He's a ton of fun. I know you guys like him. I don't think he has a YouTube channel, although he does some sports related stuff for lesser college football teams. We're not going to discuss him right now.
Like Alabama.
I'm sorry, Tim's having some communication problems, and it looks like he's disconnecting.
Tim Holt has left the chat.
All right. Next, hey, and you know that's not just my worry, Tim. There's somebody close to you, but we're not. Anyway, so everybody, please welcome Tonka Todd as the dude who is in fact himself a thief.
Yes, and just to set the record straight, I am not wearing pants at the moment. So
I didn't expect you to be, and I would be disappointed if you were. Finally, pants status unknown. We have another awesome dude here who also is a YouTuber. You should absolutely, all kidding aside, check out his channel, D&D Disability. It is a fantastic channel here on YouTube that looks at tabletop role-playing games in a really great perspective. So everybody, please welcome Thane Kyle as Holder, the Pacifist Cleric. He is at D&D Disability here on YouTube. TK421, why aren't you at your post? Good to see you, sir.
Thank you. We will be transitioning mostly to history-related content very shortly, as my college students are begging me to put my lectures online. So
excellent.
Join Tonka and I both, because he is the other half. He is the dwarf half to my goblin. He is the, awesome. Lancelot to my Bedivere, the Juliet to my Romeo, however you want to take that. Without him, I wouldn't be doing the show.
Is he the Sancho Panza to your Man of La Mancha?
Probably. He's certainly the one that keeps me from tilting at windmills, that's for sure.
All righty. Well, gentlemen, now that we have assembled the Sinister Six, for those of you who might be tuning in for the first time and wondering what this adventure is all about, the party has infiltrated by force a lonely outpost that is manned by monsters and presumably men who have been conducting raids and pillaging and carrying off people for unknown purposes, slavers, if you will. They have already upset their operations in the far-off city of Highport. Their instructions led them here to this stockade in the Draken's Grab Hills, where they have been rebuked before, but now they've taken the tiger by the tail and charged deep into the innards, fighting and dodging patrols and so on, and they find themselves holed up in a cistern room. An evening has passed uneventfully. Those of you who needed to memorize spells, you have recovered them. Nothing came looking for you, and yes, I did check. Luckiest bunch of D6 rolls I have ever made on the player's behalves. So you have gotten a solid 8 hours of rest. Those of you who need it have recovered a hit point. As the room is damp, but not horrible. So, it's not like you're sleeping outside on the ground or on the floor of a cave or some unclean dungeon. This chamber is somewhat livable, as it were, for the moment. So you've gotten your rest in. Gentlemen, what are your intentions?
The first question I have is, has enough time passed since I used my prior lay on hands that it's returned?
Yes, at this point, because you guys have done hours of rest elsewhere here in the stockade, with your hiding and running, a day has passed, so you have your lay on hands ability back.
Great, thank you.
Excellent. Does, by the by, over the interval, because before we rested, I would have had 2 Cure Light wounds available.
Okay.
So, did anybody need that before we rested?
I was only down 3 HP, so
I'm down 20.
So the answer
about
is
a third.
Hey, cleric, it burns when I pee. Do I need light healing?
sounds like a personal problem to me.
Yeah,
I think you need more than light healing, and I can prep that spell. I just need to prep that spell another day.
So you're I do want to point out Paul, the NPC with the party. Paul is also injured.
How bad?
Paul was knocked down to 7 out of 33. He has gotten some healing since then.
He did.
But he is at, I believe, 17 out of 33 right now.
Well,
So I think the paladin
Paul
needs
gets
help.
1, and the paladin gets 7. So my god goes back to strongly disliking Paul and moderately tolerating the paladin.
All right. So Paul got a point for rest, and then a point back from you. So he's he nods grimly and says, "Well, I think I can take it to them now."
So he's 12 down then. He's at 9. He was at 17. He's at 19. Out of 31, right?
Yes.
Cool.
If we wish, while I'm preparing spells, I can prepare Cure Serious Wounds instead of Sticks to Snakes. It sounds like we've kind of crossed that threshold where somebody could use a single really big heal.
Paul is going to ask you to hold and say, well, I have this potion of healing. I can drink it. The last third of the potion of extra healing. But does anyone else need this?
But my spells are infinite, in theory. The potion is not.
Well, I certainly don't wish to impose, but...
Dooms, what are you down? You're down, what, 13 now?
Yeah, I'm down 13 now. That's not a big deal, and because that's a small fraction of my hit points. About 20% down, so I'm at like 80%, and I've got a good armor class, so I'm fine. And I can take care of Paul with a lay on hands if
right.
need be.
Well, I'll put it this way: you're the boss in this scenario. Would you rather I prepare Healing. I'm typically, as a player, I'm not one to typically prepare. I'm typically one to prepare healing last, right? Because I believe clerics should not be heal bots. That said, I can happily be one considering my pacifistic nature. So your call.
Well, the spell your god gives you, this sticks to snakes, is quite potent. I'm not sure how I reconcile. Of course, I know nothing about your god, but I'm not sure how I reconcile the poison usage. So that would be for you to decide.
Well, I'll put it this way: it's not me killing them; it's the snakes killing them. It's not my problem. If the snakes happen to bite them, that's the snake's problem.
Now, let's take as an example if I were a pacifist and I created a dam and a river and it overflowed the countryside. Yes, the river did it, but I would feel horrible about it.
Oh, I don't feel good about it. I don't like being pushed to this point. But that said, I'm not.
This is why it is your choice.
I think with the current hit point scenario and with the way things are going, I'm gonna take off my beloved sticks to snakes, and I'm going to prep cure serious wounds. I've done enough help in terms of violence, I think, to warrant myself some XP for this adventure. So.
Alrighty. So let's have a quick gander here while you guys are preparing spells. Now, is this stuff you would have been doing before you rested?
Yeah, I don't suppose this brief conversation would cost us anything as far as
No.
rest goes.
No.
So yes,
Indeed. I mean, as you guys are approaching your destination, this could be something that you were discussing. I'm not that much of a hard-headed old first edition AD&D DM, am I?
Yeah, I mean the ability like 2 to 17 hit or 3 to 17 hit points. You know, I mean the snakes can straight lay out multiple opponents and stop that damage from ever happening, right?
Right.
But it does seem prudent for me to prep it just this once.
Sure, no, I get it. Okay, so you are all again undisturbed as you are resting there. Nothing comes to bother you greatly. So, gents, you've gotten a chance to rest. You've gotten a chance to memorize spells. Perhaps eat a bit, get to know your new boon companion and what he is capable of. Anything else you wish to do? Any other considerations you have?
So I actually have a question, Frederick. What are you capable of?
I am capable of doing many things, there, holy warrior. I can woo women with song and poetry. I can steal a kiss. I am the crown prince of pantaloons. I'm not allowed back in most cities because I've slept with women that didn't need to be slept with. I can also find secret doors. I'm fairly well at disarming and finding traps, and I'll leave the fighting to the big people like you.
So, can you fight, though? Have you been trained with a weapon?
I would much rather stab someone in the back than look him in the face, but yes.
Well, very well, then. You are the priest's responsibility.
Hey, priest. You're a pacifist, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. My snakes aren't. I am.
So I have this idea. Instead of fighting in combat, what you could do is when we run across enemies, I'll teach you this game called dice. And instead of bloodshed, you just exchange money.
I wish it would work. I have to look out after my fellows, but if I truly get bored, I'm sure we can fit a side game in while everybody else is committing acts of violence.
And if you're a priest that shoots dice, you can draw a crowd, and then you can preach the good news while shooting dice.
While he stabs them in the back.
That's right.
Well, don't stab me in the back. I'm the only one nearby, except for maybe Albanar or Elminar or well, I guess Dan Drexel maybe, but.
I have composed a poem this morning to show my appreciation for rescuing me from the slavers. Would you all like to hear it?
Well, folks, that's all the time we've got for tonight. I'm going
Fade to black, fade to black.
I think we're good. I think we
I
can.
am not going to interfere with the players' inter role play. So, what you guys decide to do is entirely up to you.
So wait a second. If I take up Mongolian throat singing, it's fine.
I do have lightning bolt memorized, so if anybody'd like me to use it now, I'm perfectly happy to do that.
just let it bounce back and forth in the room until you have to roll a new character.
Just say.
Gonzalo Lira's bar tab, thank you so very much. He says, for the love of Crom, someone kill something. Tim, it just happened to come up when you mentioned that. I'm far be it from me, but
well, Todd, old buddy, old pal, old friend, I think you were just paid to shut up, so I think we need to move on.
Oh, it was a good one, too.
If it starts off with there once was a man from the city of Stoink, then I don't think we really needed to hear it.
Oh, have I told you that poem before?
Yes. All right. Again, Gonzalo, thank you very much for the super. I appreciate it.
Thanks for the save, Gonzalo.
Okay. So what next, adventurers?
Right. So we're holed up in that room that's
Yes.
on the south wall of that passageway after we rounded the corner and beat up the what you call it, the shaman and whatnot.
You
Is that
are
where we ended up?
currently here. Well, not exactly there. You are you're in that room is a narrow flight of stairs that leads into the earth, and further to the east where there is the actual water cistern. So that is the nearest to the fort where you guys are at.
Gary Con. Oh, sorry. Somebody's at Gary Con.
Yep.
Okay,
So
I think
what-
we need to get out of our room.
Shall we venture forth? There's much evil to be slain. Some we do not know about, and some we do.
I think
There's
our
much evil.
order of march should be our paladin. I'm happy to be second. Whatever order.
Yes, I think Paul and I shall travel up front. Paul, please allow Foltus to tend to your wounds, for you have fought very valiantly, and you shall be rewarded by the one true God.
Yeah, well, I certainly appreciate that. All right. Yes, so some of his worst wounds heal up right before your very eyes as you lay on hands.
Yeah, he gets 12 back.
Okay. Yeah, that brings him pretty close to full. So he's at 19. Yeah, that will bring him up to 31. All right.
Excellent. So I guess it's Todd and I in rank 3, Dan Drexel and Elminar in rank 2, and then the Paladin and Fighter up in the front.
All right.
Well, unless does Don Drexel want to scout ahead? I mean, we've been through this place already, all of at least this upper level. But I don't know. Do you want to scout ahead, or do you want to take that second rank and fill in the front?
I know
splitting
this
the
is an area laden with traps, or has in the past been. If you're more comfortable, I can attempt to find those before we traipse over them accidentally.
Indeed. I think that's a great idea if you would be so kind as to do so.
Yeah.
Plus,
so
it serves
I'll
as
lead
a
in
scout.
by 20 feet. At least by 20 feet, just to make sure that nobody steps in anything.
I will cajole the dude to the front at least temporarily. And you have my solemn blessing, as my thief friend, that I will welcome you with open arms when you run back to the back line screaming blue murder.
All right, so Don Drexel and Frederick are scouting ahead. Paul and Durek are in the front line. Elminar is second, and Holder is third. With Don Drexel and Frederick. With Don Drexel and is it? I'm sorry. Is it Frederick Tonka?
Yes,
Okay.
his name is Frederick and Dingo Jorge Smith, but you can call him the dude.
I thought it was Frederick.
All
I
right,
kind
so
of like Frederick.
So nominally nominally Don Drexel and Frederick will be in second and third rank respectively. They're currently scouting ahead. Let me give our viewers at home and our players here in the Delver's Dungeon a slightly updated view. And to do that, I'll need to step over there to the table. Pardon me. I'm a crew of one, guys. So if you're just tuning in for the first time, to get the Dwarven Forge just right, sometimes I got to step away. So hang on 1 second, folks.
We get to see if he has his third camera fixed.
Plus, he doesn't have a headset on.
Yep.
Well,
Okay.
safety's off.
Question for the blind guy: is Bill's beard stupid levels of white, or is it just reflecting, or I should say refracting, the neon sign that's behind him?
No. You're getting it completely wrong. Bill's not gray or white. He's a silver fox.
So he's both.
The answer
That's
to
fair.
your question is yes, Van.
Okay.
Hey, Kev, I just saw in chat that you mentioned you were down 9 hit points, so you're still down 9 hit points?
Yeah, I was down 10, but I healed one overnight. I'm not super concerned because I can
Well, if you're up
your
there
character
fighting,
up
you
anytime.
know.
One sec.
But
While we
didn't
march-
Bill have Paul offer that last dose of the potion?
Yeah, I
did.
I didn't want to
or
take it.
something?
We should
Since
save
he
it.
was-
Right,
He's in the front and he has a shitty armor class in comparison.
we
I felt
should
that's
save,
true.
we should save it. Take the 5.
What
Take-
take what
I'm-
5?
I rolled cure light wounds there.
Just now? Okay.
Yeah, it's nothing for when you're about to go ahead and march. All I have to do is walk over and tap you on the shoulder.
Okay.
So
I was
take
down
the 5.
4.
I got
No
it
worries.
marked off. Yeah, because your max hit points aren't that great, right? You've got what, 30?
21.
21. Okay.
Oof. Yeah. Yeah,
I've
and
got
you're
16.
yeah, well, that's pretty decent for a magic user. The thing with the other guy, even though he's a magic user, is he's got that +3 scimitar, and that thing comes in super handy when he decides to engage in combat. I mean, I think that probably makes him at least as effective as me.
Well,
it definitely helps with damage.
As my character makes his way to the
And
front,
hit.
he pulls out a sacred pair of dice he carries with him. They're known as the dice of Ashy Larry, and he says a quick word to him, puts them back in his pocket, and slips to the front.
So a pagan too, no less.
Of course.
No, I'm just praying to the dice.
Noted.
Yeah, it's a +2 scimitar, but I do get +1 because of elf. Right. So
Right.
yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, it works pretty good. It also is intelligent, and it hasn't caused me trouble yet. So
Bill,
Yes.
just as you're on the up and up, and everybody's known. I mean, the chat and all already saw it. While we are beginning our march here, I'm going to go ahead and heal Dan Drexel for 5. Already
Okay.
rolled. The whole world saw it.
That's
because
fine.
I didn't realize he was down 9, so I've just spent one of my first level spells for the day.
I actually see that in my log over on DD Dice, but hey, I trust you. It is completely A-OK.
There you go.
Now, when you open the door, let's go over to Cam 3. There is a group of gnolls marching by. They are very surprised. They are totally surprised. You guys have a full... well, let's see if you're surprised, actually, before I start talking about that. No, you're not. You guys have a full 3 segments of surprise to do terrible things to them. So what would you guys like to do? Let's get our orders. Durek?
How many are there?
You can see just kind of over and around Durek. You see at least 4 from where you are. And I was so happy that I found my my pointing stick. I left it over there. Hang on a second.
So are the gnolls marching 1 by 1 or 2 by 2?
So yes, you can see right here in front of the door. You can see this group of gnolls as they are rounding the corner, marching by there, and you see at least 4 or 5 of them. You're not sure exactly what the total is. Dooms, how about Durek? Paul's already drawing his sword.
Oh, indeed. Sword day. Return to Yinigu, demon.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that, Dooms?
Return to Yinigu, demon.
Okay. Just curious.
Yeah, I got my percentage chance. I'll slay that fool.
Yeah. And that was the night when a demon prince showed up, guys.
yeah. Well, there's also a divine intervention chance, so we might get
That's
and
true.
Fulk
So,
to duke it out.
Which I have actually seen happen once before. I saw a player inadvertently summon a demon prince, and then another player pray for divine intervention, and it happened at the same night. All right. So Paul and Durek are attacking. Tim, how about Elminar?
Looks like there's enough of them in enough space that I can use lightning bolt with no real chance it comes back on us.
No, I am going to tell you right now, lightning bolt will absolutely come back on you.
Okay, then we'll go with web.
Okay, that's fine. Web is better. Lightning bolt is 8 inches long. Even if you fork it, it's still going to strike and rebound.
Details. Those guys up front are tough. They could take it.
The point is, you're not, and it's going to bounce through them on its way to you. All right. Kevin, how about Don Drexel?
Since he's casting web, where am I in the I'm in the front.
You are in the second rank. Let me.
Okay. All right. I'm in the black robe.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm the Raceland looking dude. Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to cast magic missile.
All right. You're just gonna. Are you gonna spread it out or just focus on one?
Yeah, I'll do it on one because
right.
I don't have that many.
Okay, and Tonka, how about the dude? Is he just going to kind of sit back there and roll some knuckle bones, or is he going to what is he going to do?
Well, the dude finds that he's going to have to fight eventually because this is like a dead end area here. Mm-hmm. But he's going to step to the side and let the main fighters go, and he's going to look for a chance to jump and stab in the back.
Okay. All right, and finally, how about Holder?
I'm going to make all of the perfunctory protests, which I'm sure will fall on deaf ears, and otherwise do pretty much nothing to help. I don't see wasting a bless at this point because everybody's about to be in melee combat. This combat's not worth a prayer. So
Okay.
I'm just going to hold back and wait in case anybody gets hit over the head or something.
Alrighty, let's go ahead then, and we will start Doom's roll initiative. Well, no, wait, you guys have surprise. I'm sorry.
Yep.
I need to take a quick gander. I believe Web is a 2-segment spell to cast, so you can absolutely get that off, Tim.
Is there any chance I get a high reaction roll on my calls for peace?
So you're attempting a parlay. Let's see.
I have no adjustment.
Do you speak the language?
Nope.
Okay.
I have to try.
It's all right.
I will speak very loudly and very slowly.
There's a shouting human.
Pretty much.
That's what startled them. In fact,
I'm a half elf. Thank you.
Well, I mean, fair enough. Let's see. So Web. Yes, that is 2 segments. Tim, Ein Zwei, you cast your web spell. Go ahead and roll your melee attack for Durek, and you can roll for Paul if you want, Dooms.
Alrighty. This is me, AC 4, and this will be Paul. I don't know if he has any modifiers.
Not enough to get that out of the basement. So you've got a hit from you. These are large creatures, so that's going to be a D12.
Nice. 10.
Yes, and you slay one. So Tim, your web lands. Are you just putting it like in the door where you see a couple to fill out in the hall so you catch the 4 or 5 you can see?
I'm going to capture as many as I can.
All
So
right.
let's go after those guys in the that are clearly within my line of sight. Let's not try to get tricky.
Okay. Well, we only need to make saving throws for 4 of them. 2 of them actually make their saving throws, so they're going to be caught for rounds, not turns. But one is slain, and the other 2 are caught. There are yells back in the back of the group happening. Tonka, the dude, maneuvers his way around. Then you see just the webs, with the cry of the verbal component, Stanley. The gnolls are all webbed, so you don't have to you don't have to go out there and get caught if you don't want to. I mean, by all means, if you want to run out there and jump in the webs and get entangled, feel free. But
now you have somebody to stab in the back.
No, I try to stay away from webs. Some places charge extra for that.
Of course. All right. So that is basically concludes the surprise. Kevin, go ahead and roll your magic missile spell because that would have pranged another one too.
Okay, so I should have 3 of those.
Yes, 3d4 plus 3.
Yep. It is a total of 10.
Total of 10. You slay another one. So 2 of those, they're just kind of dead and hanging in the web now. Yes, wave of mutilation. Stan Lee are the magic words for the spell web, I just decided. All right, so a couple of gnolls are slain. The surprise ends. Let's go ahead and get declarations. What is Durek doing?
What's this web look like? I don't want to be cutting into that thing knowing that it's very sticky.
It's it's like a giant spider's web that just kind of radiates out a bit like a funnel from behind the gnolls so it catches as many of them as possible.
Right, so those guys right in front of me, I know 2 have been slain. I don't know which ones, but those guys is this web like filling that doorway, basically?
Yes, it's got 5 of them and it's filling the doorway. You can hear
Right. We should step back.
You can hear a commotion from further up the hall.
Get back toward the wall. Light them a fire and wait for them to come through. That's all I'm saying. And I'm getting back to the wall.
If I got any further back to the wall, well, I'd just be another brick in it.
All right, Tim, how about Elminar? What is he doing?
Going to take a step back while we set fire to the web.
Okay, Kevin, how about Don Drexel?
Yeah, I'm going to step away from the flaming ball of goo.
All right, and I'm guessing that the dude and Holder likewise are staying back away from this.
Yeah, the dude is patting down his pockets looking for marshmallows to roast on the fire.
Right on. Alas, the gnoll whose armor you're wearing, he did not have any marshmallows. Couple of desiccated eyeballs, if you want to try and roast those, but no, otherwise not. All right, Dooms, go ahead and roll initiative, please.
I am going to go ahead and heal the dude. I didn't realize he was down as low as he was. We were pinging each other back and forth in DMs.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
And Paul has been the oil thrower. So
okay, all right. So yeah, so Paul is he's just going to lean forward with his torch. He's
right. Yeah.
Gonna shove his torch into the flames.
Cool. So he's the torch bearer.
All right. So 5 for the party.
5. Beat that, my man.
Please don't.
I dared him.
Oh!
Thanks, Dooms.
I knew it was going to happen. No. I knew that was going to happen, and all of you did as well.
How is our paladin this cursed when it comes to calling dice?
Wait till you guys throw and get a 1 and he gets a 2, or you throw a 3, he gets a 4. When he's dicing for initiative, we're all cursed.
I don't really think they could break and run if they wanted to.
Okay. You hear pitiful growls of like yips and fearful sounds from somewhere behind the webbed ones. Paul, like the eyes of the ones right in front of Paul go wide as he's kind of Paul's doing this. He's got the torch in his hand. He's like, no. Shove. So every gnoll in the webs, which are now burned away, every gnoll will take 6 points of damage. That is the ones that are still alive. They're screaming in pain. They're thrashing around, but the webs whoosh, go away in a hot second. And when they do, all these gnolls throw down their weapons. There is a group around. You can now see over here. They have taken casualties, and yeah, their morale check was very, very, very poor. So they've they have all dropped their weapons and are holding up their paws, and some have soiled themselves. It's a pretty pathetic scene. So
you keep an eye on them. Does anyone speak Gnoll?
Don Drexel does. He'll say yes. I speak Gnoll.
Don Drexel, I would advise you to let them know that their day of justice is at hand. They can die honorably or pitifully on their knees.
Tell them that angered the Gnoll god Arf or something.
We've got prisoners. Yay!
Prisoners?
Well, I can hope, okay? I can hope.
For the next couple of minutes, you've got this.
That's right. The paladin's not having any of it.
Dude, stab him
Remember
in the
to
back.
talk to them this time, please.
Well, I'm not telling you what I'm saying. I'm saying it to them. There's no interpreter required. Yeah, I'll tell them exactly what Durik had suggested. I tell them in the most gruff and unfriendly voice I could come up with. You know, if you watch one of those old school, police videos from when you're in grade school, I'm that guy that's mugging at the front of the video.
Or you could be Charles Bronson.
Yeah, Charles Bronson will work too.
What we really need is
bugs.
Chuck Norris. We don't need.
All right, so they have thrown down their weapons. They are kind of just standing there. Their beady yellow orange eyes looking at you.
Not for long.
It certainly makes them easier to kill knowing that they have that type of eye. So they're just evil dogs, man.
All right.
They can't be fixed.
Evil hyenas. I don't know
Yes.
what I don't know what phyla hyena are in, but they're
Technically closer to cats.
I thought that.
And they can be fixed. It just takes one good rubber band for males.
They can be both spayed and neutered.
Okay, dude, I'm gonna go stab one in the back. You want to go with me?
Yeah, let's go stab him in the back.
I'm going to protest evilly.
That is dishonorable.
I'm.
We offered them the honorable death. Of course, it is up to you. But we behead them from where I am.
Okay. Paul beheads one. Like that. it's got its head
Exactly
down.
like that.
Well, all I have is a dagger, so I can't really do that. So leave it to.
I'll motion one forward. You know.
All right.
Hopefully they're man enough, cat enough, whatever you want to say.
Monster
Take you.
enough.
Hey, John D. Welcome. So yeah, you guys can dispense with them at your leisure. They have surrendered, and you finish them off.
But seriously, you didn't want to get any information about the level from them, or what's waiting for us on the level below.
We shall find what's waiting for us on the level below. I do not ever.
Well,
speak with creatures of evil.
What I'm thinking of is we kill all but a couple, and that should put the fear in the last two to loosen their tongues.
Too late, my friend.
Yeah. Well, their tongues are very loose now.
Prisoners. We don't need those stinking prisoners.
The dude picks up.
Absolutely.
The dude goes over and picks up one of the heads of the gnolls and starts mouthing it fake information to the cleric. There's nothing here to see. We're okay here. Fine, thank you. How are you?
Pardon me a moment whilst I remove the corpses.
It's a meat popsicle.
Pardon me a moment as I throw up in the thief's helmet.
Again?
That's correct.
The
The
problem with violence.
I don't know whose helmet you're throwing up in, but I have no helmet.
Well, I will find one and give it to you. How about that?
Oh, that's swell. Thanks.
I'm sure the gnolls have one to spare. Might fit a little loose, though.
I promise it's just coffee in the coffee mug.
The dude takes out his dice and whispers, "Thank you, Ashy Larry," and puts them back in his pouch.
I did my drinking earlier today.
Sure.
It's the day after St. Patrick's. Most people did their drinking earlier.
I was going to say, you're assuming I quit at some point. Had a very nice 83 Ponte Canet with dinner.
I haven't eaten dinner yet. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna eat.
Well, we have some roasted gnoll if you want to give that a try.
Probably better than what I was gonna make.
Might taste a little ashy though.
Darby O'Gill and the Little People. You can see James Bond before he was James Bond.
Okay, Kevin, so you guys proceed to the west. You are approaching the hallway where it seems like a lifetime ago, Durek, your friends and you fought the cloaker there. Kevin, both you and the dude, Frederick, search the hall carefully for traps. It is not trapped. Likewise, the door is not trapped.
Is the door locked?
It is. There is a there. Actually, no. I'm sorry. No, not this one. I had to look at my notes. No, this door is not locked.
I'll listen at the door.
All right. What is your hear noise?
Okay. It sucks because, thief hear noise sucks for some reason. It's 30.
Okay. There's kind of some grumbling, very basso profundo speech coming from somewhere in the room, but you don't recognize it.
I don't know the language. Okay.
You do not know the language.
All right. I'll gesture to the party that I hear something in there. Guttural. Perhaps
Is this door locked?
It is not locked.
I think we should shove the dude in there first and see what happens.
Well, we saw what happened on the roof, didn't we? Paul, do you think you can open this? In one go.
Almost certainly can. Let me put my shoulder to it. Cracks his knuckles. She's the sword.
Anything else anyone wants to do in the meantime? Hold for a moment, Paul.
Get ready.
The dude pulls
I can cast Bless.
The dude pulls his dice out and says a quick prayer to Ashy Larry.
Okay, so you're casting Bless.
I can get the prayer off once combat and stuff actually starts if need be, but yeah, I'll go ahead and cast Bless.
All right, so Bless. For those of you who are curious at home, Bless is I think what in current nomenclature you would call it a buff spell. But what Bless does is it raises everyone's 2 hit by +1. It lowers enemy 2 hits by 1. Now, it does do something for morale. It does, it's 10% for bonus for the party and a 10% malice for your opponents. Prayer is similar, but a little bit more potent. And yes, it does stack if it's coming from the same cleric.
Oh, interesting. So it has to come from the same cleric. It can't.
I'm just saying. In this instance, your
okay.
prayer will not negate your bless.
Word. Okay, I was about to say that was a rule I'd never heard before.
Yeah, no. It's not an exclusionary thing. Just in case anyone was curious as to whether or not, hey, can he cast bless and prayer both? Yes, he can. All right. So Paul actually thinks better, and he unsheathes his sword and just kind of lightly hooks the quillion on his belt rather than have to draw it out of the sheath. He can snap it back up a lot more quickly. So he looks at you, Doomsword. He looks at Durek, and
I believe we are ready.
All right. Paul lowers his shoulder, takes the iron door handle, and shoves inward. The door grinds open. The chamber beyond is dark. He moves in. Are you moving with him, Durek?
Absolutely.
All right.
He's going. I'm going.
Okay. I mean, he's not running in. He's taking a walk. American Brad Canada, thank you. First of all, thank you for becoming a Patreon. Anyone who wishes to support the show for as little as $1 a month over on Patreon or $1.99 over here on YouTube, you can become a patron, you can become a member, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing so. Let me go ahead and make that adjustment. But welcome, American Brad Canada.
Hey, I wonder if Paul still has a torch.
He should.
I think so, but it wasn't mentioned. It was just mentioned darkness. Hopefully he does.
Hey, so I have an idea on how we could possibly handle this dark room if you guys are interested.
I see in the dark, so I'm perfectly good with it staying this way.
I'm a half elf, so I'm fine with it, really.
I have dark vision. Please don't ruin it.
Okay, so I don't have any of that. But what I'm thinking is if the two thieves, if the fighters can go in first to gain attention and like form a little wall, the two thieves could then go in and one go left, one go right and hide in shadows. And that way we could possibly try to flank them.
I'm good with that plan. However, whoever's residing in here, unless they're sleeping, probably sees in the dark. Still worth a try.
They
Well,
probably do.
a single bright light source, like I have continual light as an example, can certainly ruin people's dark vision if need be, but I can do that trick exactly once.
Well, I think Paul has a torch, so he could throw it in there, or he's going to have to hand it off to open the door anyway, right? So
Yeah, we have to clarify that, I think.
yeah.
I mean, you can
That's
just
your
hold
job.
it. You can just hold it to the side, but you put your shoulder into the door. You don't really.
Well,
have
but
to...
he had loosened his sword as well. It's not. Yeah, he needs both hands.
So I'm going to call the other thief by the wrong name at all times, and so I'm just going to call you Dreidel.
So it'll be just like D&D then.
Yeah.
So do you want to go left or right when we go in through the door?
I'll go right.
Okay, I'll go left. And let's not tell the DM. Let's let this just be a big surprise, and he'll be like, "Wow, you guys are tactical."
I think we're about as tactical as the tactical stuff that comes out like in the 1970s.
Yeah, more like the mall rat type.
Where does he get those wonderful toys?
They're my friends. I made them.
So, Elmnar, since we have time to kill, why is it that they call you half elf and not half man?
I decided it would be that way for no other reason than just arbitrary ale drinking one night, and it came out that way.
Brilliant
I thought
decision.
half men were halflings.
That's a half man.
Right, and of course, for anybody who doesn't know, I know Tim knows that's an old conversation between Riverwind and Tanis.
Yeah.
In the early days of Dragonlance.
And Tanis
Which is
didn't really
excellent.
have a good answer for it either.
No, he didn't. That's why I was curious to see what you would have to say.
I like
Okay.
the argument that I'm the descendant of two half-elves, and I have the human side of both of them.
So I'm hoping that Bill has the monsters in here pole dancing for us. That's what I'm hoping. Oh, hey, Bill, you're back.
Woohoo!
All right. So, Dooms, as you walk into the room, you know
one
that
moment. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Does Paul still have a torch? Has that been burnt out?
he
Did
lit it.
hand
He lit
off?
a new torch. He's holding a torch aloft.
Okay,
I
so
do
we
want
do
to
have some light.
Yeah, I do want to point out as you enter the chamber that where you're going to see your miniature at is you're a little bit forward of where the miniature for Paul is standing. That's literally just a matter of model placement, it's not exactly where you're at.
I'm fine being in the front anyway.
The other point is, you know that this room has its almost small arena in the middle of it. If you know, it's got a sunken part of the floor. Walking up out of that pit is a mangy Leonine figure that spies you. Paul's torch reflecting out of its green-yellow eyes. It glares at you hatefully, not with a felinoid face, but with a human face. It stretches bat-like wings out and curls a barbed tail over its back and growls in an unknown tongue, but what is surely a challenge or a summons. For walking around the two pillars in the far end of the chamber are two more of this creature. You face death itself in the form of 3 manticores.
Brilliant.
Well, I was going to try and parlay, but that's not going to happen.
You parlay by having your throat in its mouth.
As I said, I know when I see a lost cause, and well,
Hey, this is way better than the Bone Devils I thought it was.
yeah. At first, when he said finger,
right.
yeah.
All right, how far away is it?
All right, so
first question.
the manticore in the center of the room is the closest one. And from where you are back here, Tim, it looks to be about 60 feet to it. Now, let me look at the map directly and give you guys an accurate indication of that, because I certainly don't want to fall into, but you said, so let me pull the map up.
They're lawful evil, so we can't really parlay with it too much.
I mean, you can parlay with lawful evil. Technically, they're it's chaotic evil. I worry about parlaying with. Like, I don't, don't parlay with chaotic evil, but lawful or neutral, you can still talk to them.
Yeah, if you so choose.
So yes, Tim, the closest one is 50 feet away. The two on the far end of the room would be... They'd be about 100 feet away.
Okay, are we going to parlay or are we going to fight? There's only 2 choices here.
Monsters.
No, they're going to die.
Yeah, we're fighting. We're
lightning bolt. I got a lightning bolt, the closest one. That's my whole thing.
Yeah, no, excellent. By all means. Is it worth me casting the prayer if y'all are just going to use lightning, though? I guess not. I'll save it.
Well, we still have Bless Up anyway, but...
Yeah. I'll save it.
So let's get some declarations here. Paul draws his sword, or Paul picks his sword up off of his belt and yells, "Death or glory." What are you doing, Dooms? This thing is about 40 feet from where you guys are at.
Oh, yeah, so it's chargeable.
That's no, because it is down on those steps. You would basically...
Right, okay. Yeah. I was wondering. Yeah, I'll close.
All right, so you're closing. Paul is closing. Tim, would I be right in assuming Elminar is unleashing that lightning bolt?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm going to go nuclear here.
Okay, are you going to try and fork it, or are you just going to catch the one that is closest?
We're going to catch the one that is closest and just try to eliminate one target, because if I remember right, these things are pretty hefty.
They're tough customers. I'm not going to lie. They are tough customers. Okay, I'm going to come back to you on that, because where you start the stroke is going to be key as to where it hits, where it might bounce back. Kevin, how about Don Drexel?
So the ones that are in the back are like 100 feet away or more than that?
The ones in the back said everyone attack. So let's see. The ones in the back are... Let's see. You're in the second rank, so that's... Yeah, they are 100 feet away.
Well, I could take
Okay.
those out instead. I mean,
Yeah, I'm gonna. So, if they're 100 feet away, I could cast where I'm at, or I could step forward to make sure I'm not gonna hit anybody else. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'll step forward and then, like 5 feet out, and then cast if possible. Lightning
Cast.
bolt to one in the back.
Okay. So you're moving this round, and you'll lightning in the next. Okay.
I don't want to get my guys.
No, I completely understand. How about the dude?
The dude is going to stay behind the casters, and after they cast, he's wanting to sneak very stealthily and creep up behind the first pillar there along the left-hand wall.
Okay. Now that is a misplacement on my part. That pillar is about 10 feet out from the wall. Does that change what you want to do?
No, it does not.
Okay. Alrighty. It's initiative time. Oh, wait, no, Tim, before we do that. So you are casting a bolt, not a fork.
no, I'll go with a fork. We'll just fork
okay,
it
so
into
you'll
them.
go with a fork. So let's see. Let's look up lightning bolt.
Bill,
Mm-hmm.
that's the second time tonight. Can I cast continual light on one that's not planning to be targeted? So that third one?
You mean the big guy up front?
No, far back.
No. Oh, okay. Yeah. You can continue.
You said he was 100 feet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's within range.
Alrighty. Yes, you can. All right. So let's see. Forking bolt, 1 inch or 10 feet wide and 40 feet long. So it will hit them. Let's see. Range is 40 feet plus 1 per level. You can absolutely get them. The stroke can be either forking bolt and into 40 feet. So it will hit them, rebound from the wall, and then back to them. So yes, Tim, you can absolutely do that. Let's roll initiative, and I think we had gotten down to Tim. I think it was your initiative.
Yeah, it was.
A 3. A 5. Okay.
Hey, at least I lost
Told
one
you.
more.
Right now, they see Paul, and they see Doomsword. The one at the top of the stairs is firing his tail spikes at you, Dooms. So here we go. 1. That is a miss. 2. And he is at -2, by the way, because of your bless and because of your protection from evil. No, actually, that puts him at -3, doesn't it?
Yes, and
Yeah,
so my AC is -3.
15,
case.
and your AC is -3. We're going to have to check the charts on that one, folks. That's a pretty low AC.
Sorry, it's 0 if you're including it in the roll. My AC is 0.
Ah, okay.
So if you had the Thaco,
Indeed.
I'm a
All right,
terrible
so
person.
Here we go. Yes, you are.
Well,
All right. So
so am
goes
I.
to 7. So you are struck by 1 for 2 points of damage. So that's 2 of 6 spikes being shot at you.
Okay.
Here come a couple more. 17 becomes 13. I got to zoom in on that. Let's see. So you're struck by another one. And I'm picturing Will Smith when he keeps trying to take down the Bogladite in Men in Black. That bolt hits you for 5. So that was a total of 4. And here come 5 and 6. The 16 becomes a 13. The 19 becomes a 16, which will still hit you. And unfortunately,
thrown, and another one's thrown, and another one spikes your butt.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
right.
both of those strike you for 4 points of damage. Paul is being shot at by the one here. The one here cannot hit Paul because of the pillar there that Paul is slightly behind. But this one can shoot at him. You know what? We're just going to roll all these at once and see. I've got 2 hits on Paul. Sweep those off. Paul is hit for 6. So the Manticores have done what they had wanted to do. The other one is moving now so that in the next round he can take Paul under fire. That may not matter. I'm going to go ahead and move the miniatures for you, Dooms, and for Paul to face the one as it's kind of positioned on the stairs there. And then we're going to go to any other weapon fire. Hang on one moment.
Let's see. Continual Light has a casting time of 6 segments, so that's going to go off at the very end. And I'm aiming to hit the one that's not being blasted by a lightning bolt. Right, because the one in front's getting blasted and the one in back's getting blasted, right?
Yeah.
One of the ones in the back.
Yeah, you were hitting continual light on the other one.
Yeah. If I understand the plan correctly.
Wave of Mutilation. I don't have a White Russian, but I had one yesterday. It was quite good.
Okay, Tim, your forked lightning goes off. It strikes the 2. I have saving throws to make for each of them. One of them saves. The other one might also have saved. But this, all a save means is half damage, not no damage. All right, so let's see. They save as 5, 7. So yes, go ahead and roll your damage for the stroke. Add 1 to each of your dice because of the bless spell.
Hey, Bill, while he's rolling that, I have a quick question. How high are the ceilings in this room?
About 10 feet.
And do the pillars go all the way to the ceilings as far as we can see?
Yes, as far as you can see, these are support pillars.
Okay, cool.
All right,
Thanks.
so I got a 20. Actually, I got a 21 because I messed up the way I did the dice roller. And it's +1 per die.
So
right?
that is a total of 27.
27.
All right, so let me... All right, so here we've got...
In a metagame sense, this room seems to attract boss monsters like nobody's business.
All right, so let's see. That's... Okay, lightning bolts hit them, bounce off the back walls, and bounce back through them. Now they have to make another saving throw. We'll go with the one on the left. He does not. The one on the right. He absolutely does not. So they each take 22 points of damage. I'm sorry, 27 points of damage. On the rebound, they char and die.
You're welcome.
Well done.
Crack-a-thoom. You're all temporarily blinded just for the moment.
That's a detail. That's just
ear-shattering clap of thunder, and 2 of the manticores are now dead.
There was an earth-shattering kaboom.
An earth-shattering kaboom.
Indeed.
Plutonium U-36 monster killer. All right, so bang, bang. 2 of them are dead. In the next round, Dooms, you and Paul may do your thing. Let's get declarations.
Bill.
Yes.
3rd time now.
Light.
Thank you.
Well, you were casting at one in the back. So the far end of the room is now brilliantly lit up. Just like boom.
I would argue I should be able to change targets, but that's fine.
Well, you know what? What is the casting time on continual
Casting
lightning?
time was 6 segments, so it would go off long after the lightning bolt.
Then I will permit that. Do you want to target the one in the front?
It's the only one left alive, so I have no choice.
Okay, well, I'm just making sure. I never want to assume anything. 12, does he make his save versus spells? Actually, that becomes an 11 because of blood. Or no, that's only on 2 hit rolls.
Is he affected by the paladin's protection from?
No, the protection from evil would only count in as a malice to its combat abilities. Let's see, 12. Wait a minute, what? I lost my dice there. What was my roll? Was it a 12?
12.
0.
12.
You rolled a 1.
No, he does not save. He is now blind. It bellows and digs at its face with its paws. It will fight at a total of -6 because of the paladin and because it is now blind. Gentlemen, in the new round, Durek and Paul, you guys are going to fight this thing. Tim, how about Elminar?
I'll leave this one to you guys. I took care of the other 2.
Tim just like... all right. Kevin, how about Don Drexel?
Dooms, you're on mute, man.
Yeah, for Don Drexel, he's just going to... since the others have been taken care of, I guess I'm not going to cast this round. I'll just charge in. Charge, not with the capital C, but charge in to attack with my scimitar.
Okay. All right. How about the dude? You were asking about the pillar. Is the dude climbing?
No, the dude, now that the mana core is blinded, this even helps up my plan even better. The dude wants to run around and jump onto the back of the mana core, stabbing him as he does so.
All right, attempting a backstab. Excellent.
And I would also like to try to stay on his back if possible.
All right. And how about Holder?
I have done enough, I think.
Okay. Let's go ahead and roll initiative. And Kevin, it is your turn. That is a D6, please.
Okay.
Big money, big money. Yeah, baby.
That's not my
All
die.
Right. It is quite literally thrashing out with its paws. Yeah, neither one of those. Well, I mean, the 14. No, that's not going to hit either of you. It tries to slam its jaws shut on someone, and that is quite unsuccessful. The dude, you move into position. Melees, however, are happening before you do that. Dooms, roll for yourself and roll for Paul, remembering that this is a large creature.
I have AC 5.
AC
and
5.
Paul. Okay. I don't know if I'm just going to give Paul the bless bonus because I don't know what else he has. That's a 20 for him.
Paul,
and blindness would penalize their armor class as well, wouldn't it?
In first edition, it does not actually.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right. Roll Paul's damage. I believe he is. He is strong, so he is gaining a bonus from that. This is going to be a D12, okay, I think, and plus 3 total.
All right, I'll go ahead and include that. 9 points.
All right.
And my AC 5 misses.
Yes, your AC 5. It just missed. Like, it jerked its head one way and bit at what it thought was a sound. just as your sword was swinging it. So let me, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put your miniature over next to the manticore so we know in the next round, Tonka, you can try and backstab it. One moment.
Right on.
6 impossible things before breakfast, as an old friend used to say.
The first impossible thing is spelling the word chrysanthemum. Go ahead, live chat. I dare you. Spell it. No Googling.
My party trick is spelling Nietzsche.
I usually just do math to try to impress people, and it never works.
Well, I could also
I
recite
happen to
Catullus
be-
in Latin.
That I happened to be in the state finals for the spelling bee in 4th grade.
Spelling, that's with like letters and stuff, right?
It
I mean,
is,
math has letters,
and
too.
it's overrated.
It's funny you should say that because I used to take the lunch money from the spelling bee kid at our school.
Yeah, well, people tried that with me, and then they realized that by 5th grade I was almost 6 feet.
There you go. Me too, man. I went to bed one day in like spring of 1984, like 5'5", and woke up the next morning like hairy and, and
We
Yeah.
don't want to know
6'4".
anymore, Bill.
yeah, I'm just, you know. Oh Christ, I can't do this middle school stuff. I gotta go sign some papers on a new LeSabre, you know.
Yeah, did you
So,
ever go
I
to
gotta
middle
ask,
school?
I'm
Go
sorry,
ahead.
did I what?
Yeah, did you ever go to middle school with the kid who had a full-on mustache?
Yes.
'Cause I did.
Yeah.
Nope.
More dirt stashes, but yeah.
So I was going to ask. You were saying you woke up hairy. Was it your palms?
No.
Just checking.
He used to
All
take
right,
really long showers,
so,
though, and nobody was sure why.
Rory, I'm not a Nephilim, but I am told that Harmony Ginger is a Nephilim. So I don't. There's a whole History Channel Ancient Aliens about her at this point, I think. All right, so yes, you have leaped onto its back, more like walked onto its back, just kind of like dodging its furiously flapping wing. Is anyone who didn't act in the last round, with the exception of Tonka, doing anything, or Holder, Don Drexel, and Elminar? You guys are just standing back and watching
no. Don Drexel wants to stab this thing.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I should have moved your miniature up there. We will consider it moved rather than delay
Okay.
again.
Yeah, you don't need to go touch
All
it.
right,
I know where I'm
so
at.
go ahead and roll initiative. It is your turn, actually, Tonka.
All right, here we go. You guys get to see my fancy new dice.
Nice.
Oh,
Those
that
are
is a
nice.
lovely
Fancy.
die.
Yeah, but it loses.
But it's
so.
still not good enough to beat old
I
Perp.
told you.
It's actually fancy and I can read it. Those two things usually don't go hand in hand.
I actually chose the purple dice just so you can read them. I did that just.
Appreciated.
I did that just for you, TK, because
This is what happens when gamers get old. We don't look at those fancy dice. We look at the. Can I just see it without my glasses on?
yeah.
Can I see it with my
One
glasses
challenge
on?
with the
Shit.
purple dice is the 7 looking like 1, but I think we've gotten accustomed to that.
Well,
I
yeah.
think if you look at a
we're used to
D6 and think that there's a 7 face on it, you have worse problems than vision.
If it's one thing the
that's
group,
true.
if it's one thing the group is learning tonight, is that purple dice matter.
So there it is.
17.
11 and 17. They look the
All right, the
same.
17
They both look 11.
becomes an 11, and that might actually get somebody.
You're telling me those both weren't 11s?
No.
Yeah.
One was 17.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the disad there.
I need to go back to those dice that do the audio cues when you roll.
Well, why don't they put a
The
line
screams
through the
or
middle of
whatever.
the 7?
I have a set that actually has little LEDs inside, and they flash when you roll.
Dooms,
Oh,
you
that's
are
good.
clawed for 2 points of damage. It actually manages to get a paw out.
All right, sir.
Oh my gosh, and it bites you.
Oh, good.
All blind?
Yeah,
Man.
yeah. I mean, the rolls are good enough.
Yeah.
I didn't know that the man.
It bites you for 7.
Biters.
So yeah,
They have man hands too, so avoid them.
All
Yeah,
right,
worst
so
kind of bite.
that ends its round. Dooms, would you like to try and end its life?
I certainly would.
I'm going to go ahead and heal Dooms for cure serious wounds, or I'm going to start moving up at least.
All right, so
I can
yeah,
do
you're closing in this round. Dooms, I'm not seeing a die roll from you.
He rolled a 27.
I'm supposed to actually make a die roll. Okay, so right, gotcha.
Yeah, it's your turn to attack.
All right, that's a miss.
That will miss. Go ahead and roll for Paul.
I just gave him the blessed +1. That's gonna be a miss as well.
Okay, and let's see. So Don Drexel.
All right.
Okay.
Let me
I
try
can
it.
get some
Pass
magic
your
missile in here if you guys are going to keep
scimitar
missing
into
like
this
this.
thing.
21.
That will absolutely hit. So
What sucks is it's large, so I still only do 1 to 8.
Well, 1 to 8 plus 2.
It's 10 points of damage.
It's 10 points. It absolutely hated that.
Huzzah!
That's not bad.
It's not
Now,
bad
can
at all.
can the thief hit it?
Yes, you are gaining a lot to hit this thing. So go ahead and make your attack there, if you would, Todd.
With a manly war cry, giving the paladin the stink eye,
Nah.
the thief lunges.
Nice.
Oh man, that's
Excellent.
It brings its wings together, like it pinions its wings, and catches your dagger as you're bringing it down. It's just like blap, just completely by chance.
drunken blind master, Manicore.
Okay.
So for the next round, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, I'm going to try to grab the head of the Manicore, and I'm going to try to rodeo this sucker into the wall.
All right. I'm guessing melee attacks. Tim, is Elminar doing anything?
I'll shoot some magic missiles into the mix because we keep seeming to miss.
And Thane, I'm guessing Holder is still doing that. No blasters! No blasters!
Well, I'm going to go ahead, since I've moved up. I'm going to
right.
go ahead and use that
you have
cure
moved up.
serious wounds on Dooms there, since
CSW.
he's eaten a fair few hits.
Okay. So we are to initiative, and I think it is. Well, it's your turn. TK, roll initiative, please.
Absolutely.
Hey, look, I got a 1. You guys you can beat a 1.
Sure. I'm going to refresh my page after this because I just keep seeing dice on my end.
2.
I got a 2.
You got a 2. That is enough to win. So that will hit. Dooms, do your thing.
Here we go.
Yeah.
We'll miss. Roll for Paul.
Come on, Paul.
Nice.
There we go.
That will hit. So roll damage for Paul versus large.
And that would be a total of 6, considering that
Yes,
+3
that
you
will
told
be a
me
total
about.
of 6. Kevin, roll for
All right.
Don Drexel.
Let's see what happens. 8.
8 will miss. Tim, roll some magic missiles. 7, and that is +2 on each of those dice, so that 7 and 6 is 13, is enough to finish that manticore. Congratulations, gents. You slew 3 manticores. The final one falls dead on the floor, and yeah, that's the end of it.
Well done, Elminar.
Once again,
Your magic
you're
has grown very potent.
The dude just rides the Manicore down and then gets up and starts flexing like he just killed it.
Of course.
Cassiodorus Rex, Dragon Slayer.
All right, so you've got 3 dead manticores before you.
Dooms, do you want that healing?
Yeah, go ahead and roll your
certainly
healing. You were
certainly
doing it,
use it.
so
So that's 12 total.
Excellent. Thank you.
all right. So the chamber is brightly lit up from inside the manticore's head. What are you guys wishing to do now?
Carry its head like a lamp.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
you
want
can
to
do that.
search. This is likely their lair, right? So
It is their lair.
So, yeah. Let's look for stuff.
I want to answer a quick question because, as I said, we do answer your questions here on the channel. The Undertaler asked, they are an average of a 6 level across the board. We have some people higher, like Kevin's thief level is 7, but by and large, we're about we're around 6 level.
I'm level 7, and the dude is as well, I think.
Oh, okay, that's right.
No, the dude is level 6, I thought.
Yeah, no.
Are you?
The dude is level 6.
Okay.
Brad, thank you for tuning in tonight. I really appreciate it. Take care of yourself, my friend. Damien asks, can the Manticore's parts be used as magic item components? Well, I mean, there's nothing to stop you from harvesting a few if anyone wishes to. Kevin, Don Drexel is searching around. Most stuff here, I mean, Manticore nests are fairly nasty. This is no exception. However, there is a somewhat intact skeleton. Well, very decayed body. We'll get the team from Bones in here to describe the state to you. But my wife loves that show. I've seen more Hollywoodified, mostly decayed bodies in the last few years than I care to even mention. But the body has a few interesting items on it. There is a rather nice-looking sword in a scabbard on it. There's a ring on one of its fingers, and there is a scroll tube in a pouch. Looks
Just
like whatever. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, just as a perfunctory measure, I do want to cast Detect Magic.
Oh, yes. All of the items that I just mentioned radiate magic. The scroll tube, the ring, the sword and the scabbard.
And the dude is going to try loot the bodies for anything, and he's going to take the tooth out of the out of the Manicore that he killed.
Sure, he killed. Yeah, the Manticores have studded leather collars around their necks. They're not particularly well made or anything like that, but they're there if you want them. And there are the aforementioned items. A ring, a sword, and a scroll tube, all of which detect as magical.
Okay.
What type of sword is that?
It is a long sword.
So the ring is radiating magic.
The ring is radiating magic. The scroll tube is radiating magic. The long sword is radiating magic.
I'd like to put that ring on and see if I can figure out what type of magic it's radiating. Someone stand by with a healing spell, please.
Remove curse, buddy.
Remove curse would be nice.
All right.
Wouldn't the detect magic tell me the kind of magic?
No.
Well, let's see. Let us see.
It depends on Bill's mood, I guess.
There's
Not
rolls that have to
necessarily
be-
like what it does, but if it's like protection based or whatever else.
Identify is what's going to give you that stuff.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Which I can have tomorrow. Although, exploring and adventuring after Identify isn't a very positive experience.
In this particular instance, no, it doesn't tell you what it is. Tim, you don the ring. It is a plain golden ring, rich in its color. It's excellently balanced on your finger. And it comes to you that today is your birthday. Perhaps you should keep the ring. No, it's not that one. No, it is. What it does is not immediately obvious to you. But the clock is now ticking on Identify for it.
Right.
I'll go ahead and check out that sword. Okay. I don't necessarily want to grab it at first. It's in a scabbard, right?
It is in just a battered leather scabbard. The leather scabbard actually has clearly a tooth mark on it.
Yeah, I'll just slide it out by the hilt with my present sword, and give it a good look.
It is a fine, remarkably good condition blade, a copper wire wound handle, a couple of ornamental gems on the pommel. Seems to be an exceptionally well-made sword.
I'll take a moment to concentrate or whatever and attempt to detect evil.
You do not detect evil.
Very well. I'll go ahead and grab that sword.
Alrighty.
Swing it around for balance and heft and that kind of thing a bit.
Okay. You get a sense of greeting from the sword. It communicates to you in an ethos that you understand. This sword is lawful good.
Nice.
Oh, brilliant.
So now we have 2 lawful good swords.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's that sword
Woe
over
be
there?
to all
Why,
defilers.
that's the sword of Paul, the hireling. Tell him I hate him.
That is Eric's cousin.
Okay, so what this sword tells you, concentrate on me, O wielder, and I may tell you of skullduggery, of walls, of rooms that can move as if they had a life of their own. But it must be within 3 of my blade lengths, which would be about 10 feet. It seems to be communicating to you in an empathetic way. Basically, you have also know that I am particularly keen to slay the blood, to spill the blood of trolls. So you have
Excellent.
a long sword +1, +3 versus regenerating. It communicates to you via semi-empathy, and it detects shifting rooms and walls in a 10-foot radius.
So does that count as it being identified for the purposes of XP, etc.?
Yes. In the case of an intelligent weapon that can tell you what it is and what it does, yes.
Not bad.
And you have the tube that also detected as magic.
Yeah,
Now,
but
do each of these manticores have the tube and the ring and the sword?
No. That this was just stuff that
It was in their lair.
Yeah,
There.
Don Drexel.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were looting manticores. Don Drexel found a skeleton propped against the wall that had all this
gotcha.
gear on him.
we can't tell if that scroll is arcane or divine, can we?
You can.
Okay.
If we open it.
Well, it's and it's in a tube, so you don't know.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm at full. I'll go ahead and check.
Okay.
I'll pass my magical gear off to someone first, though, at least as far as like my backpack and my rod of cancellation and stuff, because one of my players not too long ago had all of their magical gear wiped by opening a scroll tube.
Okay. In this case, that does not. 2 pieces of thick sheep's vellum in the tube. You can see just the brilliant light in the room from, again, the manticore's eyes. You can see that they are gilt and illuminated. So these must be magical scrolls, you think?
Mm-hmm. And are they arcane or divine?
One is arcane, one is divine.
Okay.
You have no idea what the arcane one is, but the divine one. Do you wish to read it? Not read it isn't cast it, but
I was going to say I can't cast read magic anyway. I don't think I can cast detect magic.
Clerical spells don't require a read magic.
But yeah, I'll risk it. I'll go ahead and scan through it.
Okay, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has 6 spells on it.
Mary, Mother of God. Okay, go ahead.
It has Cure Disease, Lower Water, Commune, Aerial Servant, Conjure Animals, Speak with Monsters.
Which conjure animals?
It's arcane.
Okay.
The first 3 were divine, right? Were they 3 and 3, or is it?
No, these are 6 cleric spells on 1 scroll.
Okay.
The other is a magic user scroll, but you not being a magic user, you don't know what it is.
Okay, so I have Cure Disease, Lower Water, which I presume, am I allowed to reverse that to raise said water or no?
Not when it's on a scroll.
Okay, then I have Aerial Servant, which will be very handy. Conjure Animals, and then Speak with Monsters.
Commune. You have Commune.
Yeah, Commune as well, yep.
Yep. And you have a scroll of arcane spells that... it's arcane. Big pentacle of protection at the top. Acme Magic School, copyright CY 568. But other than that, you can't read it. However, you do have magic users in the party who can.
So you're taking that divine scroll?
Nobody else is going to use it.
I know. I just want to know if I need to put it on the loot list or not. So
no,
I'll
taking
leave it off the loot list
if
you're taking it. Yeah.
It's on my sheet.
Okay. And
I have a scroll tube with neutralized poison in it already, so that's just going right in with the other one.
There you go.
Do the manticores have any other loot on the manticore bodies? Any coins or anything?
No, just the aforementioned collars. Which if you...
I'm going to... apologies if I interrupted.
No,
I'm going to explain to Paul. Fultus has granted me this blade. This is a wonderful day. It is a day brought by the Lord of Light. And I, therefore, shall give you the blade of my old companion, Sir Average, who was Circumference, one of the sirs. It was Circumference, I think. I got that from Circumference, yes. I'll give that to Paul.
Yes, that was Circumference, not Sir Average.
Are you sure you didn't get it from Sir Osis of Liver?
That's my next one.
That wouldn't surprise me.
All right, so he will. He accepts it. This basically puts his loyalty at like 125%. Like, you got. Pardon me while I kill this lawful good orphan. I didn't see nothing. That is his loyalty level at this point. So yeah, you have a magic user scroll. Is the only thing. Well, the magic user scroll and the ring, you don't know what that does, but you're going to have to identify it soon.
But Elminar is taking the ring, right? You're wearing it and you have it on you? I just want for documentation purposes, right?
That's
I don't want to have it in 2
Tim,
places.
if Elminar is keeping the ring on his finger, and yes, it does just pop right back off. Then
No, let's carry it in a pouch someplace until we figure out what it really is. I was
But
hoping I could.
you're holding it. It's on your sheet,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Okay,
I'll
cool.
hold it on my sheet.
I just don't want to document it twice, so we end up having some squirrely stuff
Oh,
going on.
why not? That would be cool, man.
There's a new duplication spell.
Yeah. All right.
Um,
It looks like you might be stuck identifying that while we are in the dungeon, though. If you
hands
have
up
a pearl.
Hands up if you are guilty of using duplication tricks in Wizardry Proving Ground of the Mad Overlord just to get a monster party right from the get-go. Guilty.
Speaking of, they just released the 3D version of that, and it's on sale. $20.
Ooh,
Let's
well,
see.
I know
Have
what
you
I'm
checked it
doing.
Yeah. Well, I
'Cause
mean,
that's what
it's come out a little bit ago, but it just went on sale. So
Yeah, that's what
Is
I
it
knew.
good?
You know, it is.
it's.
Well,
the
I mean,
Proving
I played
Grounds.
the original.
Yeah, it's the same game. It's just got 3D graphics now. So
Yeah, so basically what it does, Dooms, is it is running an Apple II emulator inside of itself.
Right.
It is translating all of the graphics to modern 3D graphics, but all of its game logic is still the way it was back in 1982.
That's a must grab.
Yeah.
I love that game.
Yeah.
Post the link for that, would you? I might actually go and grab
Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord. You know what? I think our audience might. Tim, you ever Wizardry fan?
Not really.
That was a good one. So
They're great.
In
Didn't that one
82
have the
In '82, I
Boris
would have been
Vallejo
stuck on
art?
either Berserk or let's see, when did Galaga come out? It was probably 83, 84, but I was probably still in the Berserk mode in '82.
Yeah.
I was hooked on that game so hard for a long time.
Hey, Bill, a quick
You
question. The,
Yes.
the leather collar that the Manicore has, is that big enough that I could wear it like a belt?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. That's what I'm doing.
Yep, they have big, thick necks, and it'll fit around your waist. You know what? I will post that up on socials, guys. That link.
I got it.
I can't get to it right now. Thank you.
I put
Tim.
it in the back rooms. I didn't want to put it in the front rooms because I don't want to redirect people.
I appreciate that. I really do.
I'll-
Okay, so
I'll throw it on my Twitter if anybody follows me. You can just grab it there.
I'll throw it in
Excellent.
the Discord.
Yeah, $20.
$20 is for
Worth every
such a
penny.
great game.
That's
I
like
actually
45% off.
I bought the Wizardry collection when it was available on CD-ROM 15, 20 years ago. That sucker goes for some bucks these days. People really want that thing. You can't have it. It's mine. Sorry.
Can I get a copy? No.
And here's the D&D connection. Other than Wizardry being very Dungeons and Dragons, it's 6 stats. It's almost exactly the same D&D classes. The spells are different, but otherwise, the art in the early Wizardry books was all done by Bill McLean, who of course did the excellent cartoons in the Dungeon Master's Guide and many in Dragon Magazine for TSR. So there's your connection. All right. So, sword, unknown magic user scroll, unknown ring, cleric scroll with a lot of good spells. Yes, I have Undertaler 587. The Wizardry anime is real good. Okay, so what do adventurers? We are at just about the top of the hour. What do we wish to do in the last little bit here?
I'll
I
have
think we-
Don Drexel read the scroll for what spells are, and if there's stuff that Elminor can use, I'll let him have it. But
You'll let it-
we don't
you'll-
have to do that live here.
Okay, well, I will tell you what they are live here on the air to kind of wrap things up. The scroll is Audible Glamour, Water Breathing, Telekinesis, Otiluk's Freezing Sphere, Monster Summoning 5, Mordenkainen's Sword twice.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, that's really nice.
So that is a very potent magic user scroll that you have there.
Yeah, so if you want it, Elminar, I already have spell books from previous.
Happy to take it. If anybody captured all those spells, if not, Bill, can you drop them in the Discord?
Yes, absolutely. I will share this. I will share this stuff with you guys in the private Discord chat.
And before we go, how does XP for scrolls work again? Because is it total spell levels?
So that's a good question, and I think we can wrap up on a little bit of AD&D education here. So if we look at scrolls, let's go over to magic items, treasure.
It's been a while since I've had one that has this many spells on it.
So basically it is a certain number per level, and you get a certain number of XP per level. I just got to scroll back, no pun intended, to where those are. So, it is 100 XP per spell level. So if you've got a first level, if you've got 2 first level spells, it's just 100 XP. It's not per spell level.
Yeah.
But that's still, that's pretty beefy.
But if you have a first and a second level, you would only get 200 then, not 2 and then 1.
No, a second level would be 200. You would get 100 for the first level and 200.
Okay.
So you would get 300. So it does all it does all add up. And Tim, as you are taking the scroll, I will let you know what your XP are. And for those who are interested, that is on page 121 of the first edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Dungeon Master's Guide. Gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed your fight against the Manticores and the warm-up match against the gnolls. Everybody got something fun. Doomsword got a sword. Paul got a second-hand sword. Tim got, possibly a ring, and they definitely got a scroll. I guess, Don Drexel, you just got the joy of being in the fight.
That's fine for me.
The dude got a punk rock belt to wear around. And, of course, Holder got a scroll, and you guys vanquished some Manticores. But what's around the next corner, folks? If you want to know, you'll have to tune in next Tuesday. And the best way to find out is to hit that subscribe button. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're watching this after the fact, leave us a comment down below and let me know what you think. But until then, let me just warn you and remind you that if you don't do those things, a terrible fate awaits you. That's right. I will sick an owl bear on you. Peace, good night. Thank you, Gonzalo Lira, for the super chat tonight. I really appreciate that. And we'll see you guys next time.
Have you seen my owl bear? Here's to all the weirdos everywhere in the woods and in the air. Have you seen my owl bear? Should I shave off all my hair? Bobs are all around. Some live in tunnels underground. Some are fat, some are rich, some are sleeping in a ditch. Can you ride a crooked horse without a saddle, way off course? Naked as a toad, all the way to Smoky Joe's. Have you seen the little creep driving fast in his little green Jeep? He smells like fish and brandy, but his rotten teeth look dandy. Take me to the show, I don't care if fast or slow. From action flicks to dancing dicks, just take me to the show.